Here we go. Back to the stream. Only a little bit late. A little bit. Good stuff. Water, water, quench that powerful thirst. Let's see. We'll get the lo-fi going. Maybe this time not in a capacity that people need to mute. Lo-fi girl's pretty classy. Did I? Yep. Sounds like it is going as intended. Gracious. I wish I could write that fast. Let's air out my room a little bit. So currently, I am playing a game. Hey, cat. Hey, Katniss. If you stick around, you're liable to get pulled into the stream. Don't get too excited about it. That's what I want. I want to not cause earthquakes on my desk. Desk quakes. I want to put the blanket over my feet so I am comfortable. It is radio static. Welcome back. How are things? How has your new year been thus far? We are 2 days in, and so far so good. That is a bummer. We actually had our D&D session this morning. We lied our way into a military compound, and that's as far as the lie got us before they started pelting us with crossbow bolts. But it was far enough. We used violence for the rest. Knowing is half the battle, the other half is violence. Is, a rule to live by. Not the best in all cases, but the best in some cases. Alright, so tell me about your character for the session that got cancelled. I want to hear all about it. Also, while you were typing that up, somehow I managed to slot like 3 different things in for 6 o'clock on Monday. So in the Changeling game that I play in, the first Monday of every month, there is either a formal or an informal court. And as one of the officials, being the Forge Master of this particular game, it is recommended that I attend most of these. Last time I skipped. I could not do so this time. But there was that. There was my friend from my D&D game. We both picked up Raft recently, and that is quite a fun game. So far it's pretty great. Finding enough food is difficult. But we have figured some stuff out. We played that for an hour and a half or so. That was a lot of fun. And then streaming was the third thing. So I was thinking, oh shoot, what can I shuffle around? What can I shuffle around to make it happen? So currently Court is going on. I have that on my other screen. But I don't actually have to be too terribly active about that. And also, you better be telling me about your Paladin, or your Wizard, or your Bard, or whatever you have. The Rogue. You're playing a monk, definitely. You're definitely playing a monk. Not just a monk, the monk. Right? Am I right? Alright. Currently, we are talking about the various problems that are in the county at the moment. At our Changeling Court, the Court of the Fairies. Alright, his name is Static, and he is the son and pure vision of Coralon. Ooh, okay. A Regency session for the campaign, so his new personality is a... Regency season? Is it like a Kingmaker sort of thing? Oh. Okay, so this is definitely a high-level campaign, from what I'm seeing here. Okay. Oathbreaker Paladin, so it's 5th edition. Yeah, they have Kingmaker in 5th edition. Currently, the campaign that I am in is Pathfinder, 1st edition. Ooh. Our Sentient Portal House thing. Okay. Oh, we have another viewer. Nice. Hello, other viewer. We are chit-chatting. I am trying to play 2 different things at once. One of them is with you guys, and the other one is a Discord game of Changeling the Dreaming. Oh, hey, Shroom. Yeah, DMs being mean is exactly where they should be. So my DM has the penchant for killing us. Like, his games are heavyweight, like conquerable, but they're if you get into a scrape, you're probably not getting out of it. And every so often, the blood wife has to be appeased. So he got married pretty recently, within the last few months, and ever since Blood Fiancé has been Blood Wife. Well, she's always been Blood Wife to us, but yeah, we dedicate all party deaths to her and her influence. It just makes it easier to swallow. Yep, gotta feed the Blood Wife. And sometimes your druid dies, and then all you can say is Blood Wife. This time, my character is the only original survivor so far. We're hoping that, well, I say so far because there's going to be so many more original characters that survive after having died. So she's the last survivor, Shasala Arwest. I talked about her last time, I think, or the time before. Oh, Magnolias. Okay. So we have, let's see. Ooh. Yeah, we usually do that kind of thing in one shots. And the one-shots are great. We were in a Christmas one-shot last month where our mission, it was an evil campaign one-shot. And I played Gretel of Grey Teeth Mountain. She's a witch. She eats children. And she had the best time of her life. She got paid for her services, not in gold or anything, but in 12 ripe, fattened babies. Delicious babies. Turn them into cookies. So moist. Let me pull up the picture of her if I can. I've got it somewhere. Got it saved as Gretel somewhere. I think you're gonna like it. Where's Gretel? Gretel, where are you at? Also, obviously married to Hansel. Hansel the Man-Eater, they call him. And it is in Hansel's walking chicken hut that we teleported, or we plane shifted to the mounting celestial heights. We basically dropped by heaven and decided to booger things up from there. It turned out well for all but one of us. Gretel, where you at? Oh yeah, I remember that picture. That's a good picture. You're here somewhere. I know it. I knew it. I have to find you. Gretel. I know how to figure this one out. We'll go to that. Search. What? Gray teeth. Discord is not being cooperative. I bet I can scroll up though. It's worth it. It's worth it. Yeah, D&D is superb. Just as, you know, being with people in a good way. Okay. Apparently I did not talk to Ryan, my DM, at all about Gretel. So she must be in here. There we go. Found it. Oh, that was Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you're seeing this one. Yeah. Gretel of Grey Teeth Mountain. Come to me, my pretties. You look delicious today. Oh, the best part was when we were fighting the cherubs, and we knocked a couple of them. Out, and Gretel stuffed them into her bag. Yar, and she took them with her. And she got herself a nice bonus off of that. Turns out at the end of it, the place that we broke into, he captured one of us, and the guy that he captured had to work off the debt of the miracle spell that the huge, enormous Archon, whose place it was, cast to resurrect and heal everyone. Like, they basically reset the whole thing, except for these the three cherubs that I hauled off with me in my sack, in my little burlap sack. And the one guy had to work for centuries to pay off the debt. Yeah, right? It's just pure chaos. but intentionally. The best look. You see her coming and everyone knows what's about to happen. Ooh, now I want to find some of the other characters. Yeah. I want to show you some of the other characters. Yeah, there was this guy. There was that. There was also a cultist that we had. The culty boy was great. Let's see. Any other pictures? Nah, those were just the two that got posted. Oh, and this was a picture of our boss. An insane lich. Now, oh right, I remember. This lich wanted something. Yeah. Now he wanted us to steal a precious parcel from this house, and we found it, and we took it back, and what we found inside was candy corn, but celestial candy corn. And he grabbed a big handful and he stuffed it into his mouth. He was a crazy lich. He stuffed it into his mouth and he chewed. It's like, that tastes terrible. But it tastes like something, and I haven't been able to taste anything since I became a lich. So, you guys did great. So he shelled out something to the tune of several 100,000 gold pieces just for a taste of something. And it turned out to be an awful taste of candy corn. Totally worth. And then Gretel went back to Hansel to happily take up the chicken hut while she bakes cookies and Hansel goes and scares people. It's a very lovely life that they have together. Gretel of Grey Teeth Mountain. Probably my favorite one-shot character I've ever played. I'm just going to keep that up for a while. Because, who doesn't want a creepy witch? Alright, so I'm going to give some... Okay. So I don't know if you guys are interested in the Changeling game that I'm a part of. Because, honestly, you guys could totally join. And this is whoever finds the server... Yeah, right? Come in. We have cookies. The door creaks open. A house full of smells of cookies and spices. Ginger. Oh, hey, Anze. Meow. Yeah. Yeah, you're invited. Yeah, there you are. Anze has showed up again. Yep. Ué. Hey, you. Yeah, you have to suffer. You have to suffer for my art. It's Anze. She actually likes being held like this. Are you? Like, I know I told you before, we're gonna have to fight about that one. And I will do everything in my power to win. Because I like Anze very much. And Anze tolerates me back. Yeah, okay. Really, all she wants to do is chill out on my leg. Let's see. Man, what was this? Right, so I have a candle. It smells fantastic. Apparently, it is supposed to smell like mandarin and redwood. I'm not sure about that, but it smells pretty good. Do you have a favorite candle scent? Oh yeah, I do have those tea samples. So far, this candle is pretty top notch. I'm not sure that it's my favorite, but it's bucking for it. In the meantime, we will just scratch your shoulders. She likes that. If you do steal Anze, fouet, but also remember to give her shoulder blades scritches because she can't get enough of it. Second tropic. Yeah, I have minor misgivings about streaming the Changeling game. It wouldn't be a big deal to do so, but it might be a deal, and so we'll wait on that. I use them to trick my brain into doing stuff. And yes, there's a local place that sells a candle called Farmer's Market. Just a little bit of everything in that one. Now I want to figure out what a farmer's market smells like. Vanilla, solid. And there's a reason that people stab each other for spices like vanilla. It's because it's delicious. Shroom, can you hear me now? Nice. I want to be able to respond to Shroom as well, so if I must type a little bit more, that is 0 problems. And I will make sure to do so. Ah, darn it. So have I talked to you guys much about my Changeling game? First, I suppose, are you familiar with the World of Darkness? Also, it's okay. My attention will be split back and forth because I am currently still playing this. I should probably post a little bit. Okay. I have now posted, and I can now tell you all about Worlds of Darkness. Because, of course, there is a lot to explain about any game system. And there is a correct way to do it and an incorrect way to do it. Well, there are many incorrect ways to do it. There's also many correct ways to do it. Anyway, imagine you only have one type of die. You only have a D10. All of the dice that you use are D10s. And you'll need about 10 of them. Maybe 15 once you get into higher levels. But you'll need, basically for most rolls, up to 10 ever. Apparently I've got hiccups too. Gosh, typing this out is also going to be a bit of a trick too, so that Shroom can join in. There's a tabletop RPG. You only roll 10-sided dice for all the stuff you'll ever need to do. It's set in modern day for the most part, and everyone at the table plays a different flavor, Falvor, of mythological creature. You may recognize that's the World of Darkness venue. And they're all named like that. So we have like Werewolf the Forsaken and Vampire the Masquerade. And there's also two different types of World of Darkness. There's Old World of Darkness and New World of Darkness, and now there's for Changeling at least, which is the one that I play the most because it's the best. Everyone is a fairy. We were playing Changeling the Dreaming, which is the old version. But the old version got an update. So now instead of the old version, it is the new version of the old version. So it's C20. And we've been playing the new old version. It's wonderful. I play a crafter fae, a knocker. His name is Sullivan Clan. Oh, I'm being addressed. Oops. Okay. So, I have been playing this character for some years now. 3 years or so? For the last 3 years. And these games that are running, they go... I think the last one went for about 6 or 7 years. Maybe more in total. Because way back in the land of DigiChat, we were playing Requiem of Dreams was the site, and we played a game full of changelings up in Center Light Freehold up in Seattle, and I played a knocker again, but I hadn't had enough when this game came around after some years later. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be a knocker again. It was so much fun the first time. And so I have. I played the same knocker who got killed and then brought back immediately. Because that's the thing that happens. The changeling soul can die, but it gets recycled into another human body later on. Maybe it's years later, maybe it's days later, maybe it's a century later. Who knows? But it'll come back. And then it just keeps on trying to develop the dream that it is made of. And it tries to coax mortals into dreaming as well, into making the world a more exciting and interesting place. What would I need to separate the drug from a tea sample? On you to use. That's priority one. Also, instead of Matthias Knight, which he was previously in his last life, we're now Sullivan Callan, a strong, swarthy Irishman. And we get bodies from all sorts of different places. Ooh, I'm being told to. Oh. Yeah, the picture. Okay. Let me respond to Shroom first. Right? Those delicious cookies. All right, so back to the explanation of. So, let's give a quick rundown. So you have only 10-sided dice. 10-sided dice only. If you're still here, radio. Badoop. I'm getting badooped. Nope. Nice. All right, so 10-sided dice, a handful of them. You have... Most of your stuff is rated from 1 to 5. Sometimes it's 0. But not very often in terms of attributes. So you've got your attributes, which are like your strength and your dexterity and your intelligence and your perception and charisma and stuff like that. You have 9. 3 physical, 3 social, 3 mental. And then you have your abilities, which are going to be stuff like... Let's pull up my sheet real quick. So I'll give you a good little... Actually, we're switching that over. We're doing this. Oh, I got some experience. Okay. I think I'll be approved for some of my experience spending. Let's see. Let's scroll down to my most current sheet. There's a lot here. There's a lot to look at, but... so for talents, there's like alertness, and you roll... Basically, whenever you roll something, you take an attribute plus an ability. Whichever one fits the best. So let's say you wanted to see if there were birds in the area. Like you're going bird watching. So you're probably going to use perception for that. And then alertness seems good. But trying to get a bird to come down to sit next to you, trying to coax it with some food, you would want something like animal ken. And that might be a charisma sort of roll. Or maybe a wits, depending on what you're doing with it. Like you can do similar things in different ways and use different dice pools. So if I wanted to try to coax a bird out of a tree with a cracker, then I might use wits plus animal ken. And I would have 4 dice to roll. And I would roll them all. And whoever is running the scene, whoever's running it, the DM, the ST, in this system, we call the game masters storytellers. So the STs. And they would say, yeah, that's a bit difficult. Normal difficulty is diff 6. And it goes higher or low from there, depending on how hard or easy it is. So let's say it's diff 7. Because it's, it's not super intuitive, but it's possible still. So you would take your dice, you would roll, and everything that is a 7 or higher is a success. And you would count as many successes as you get. Usually only 1 success is needed in order to succeed. And then more successes than that is just you succeeded even better. If it's a contested roll, then you have to beat the person that you're contesting. But that's more like in a fight and whatnot. Or, you know, a contest of any sort. But yeah, if you succeed, then the action happens to whatever degree it happens. If you roll a 1 on any of those dice, it subtracts from successes. So if your die roll is 10, 8, 6, 1, then you have a 10, an 8. Those are 2 successes. A 6 is not a success, and your 1 subtracts from your successes. So you wind up with 1 success. Yeah, the bird'll come down after a little bit, and it'll snatch the cracker out of your hand and then go fly away, probably. Something like that happens. If you were to get like 3 successes, or if you had, say, Wits 4 and Animal Ken 3, then you're rolling 7 dice. Now you're definitely going to get results off of, even if it's diff 7, you have so many dice, you're probably going to succeed really well. So you get 3 successes, and the bird comes down and sits on your finger and eats out of your hand at that point. That kind of system. So you can see my character is definitely the physical brute type. What you do not see is all the way down here are all of my crafting dots. Now you go from 1 to 5 in all of these, in all of the attributes. So 2 is human average. 3 is pretty freaking good. 4 is like, you're known for that kind of thing. 5 is world class. 5 is top of humanity's ability. Except for me, because I get to have strength 6, thanks to a certain merit that I took. This guy, Blessing of Atlas. My current strength goes up by 1, and my maximum strength goes up by 1. So in a world where you can get up to 5 strength, Sullivan can get up to 6. Ah, yeah. I'll show you the artwork that I got commissioned for him. You'll see. But for your abilities, you can have 0 ability in something, and that's fine. You just roll your attribute plus nothing. So if I wanted to lie to someone, then that would be a manipulation plus subterfuge. And so I have 2 dice to lie to someone. It's Sullivan doesn't lie. Sullivan sees no sense in lying. He just doesn't care. If you can't take the truth, then it's not his problem. I need to catch up a little bit. Tomorrow. Cool. All right. So court's more or less over. I needed to be there for a second. But yeah, where was I going with this one? Right. So there are, for crafts, the knockers in this game are the crafting fae. There's stuff like the She, Sidhe. I gotta apologize to Shroom real quick. Right. So crafting, at least in this game, is I get to choose I get to choose between, do I craft for the end result or do I craft with a material? And they really prefer that we stick with one or the other. So one of the other crafters crafts by the end result. So he'll have like craft weapons and craft armor and craft machinery and stuff. I have found that crafting by material, I did that last time with my last knocker, so I did by material this time. So my glass blowing is my primary craft, and that's at 5. Sullivan is a world-class glass blower and metal worker and alchemist. He's been doing all of these for a very long time, and he is very good at working with stone and leather and wood. Gunsmithing is its own thing because some of the changelings in this game ask for chimerical firearms, which in a sword and sorcery kind of world, having a gun is a neat surprise. Oh hey Morrison. I'm not sure about Troika. I do not have any context. Would you explain? Because I'm curious. Because the name, I know the name from somewhere. I don't know where I know it from. Oh no, this is World of Darkness. Okay, I do know that. Okay. Troika is... Yeah, this is the breakdown of all of the different crafting dots that I have that fall under crafts, because I just have too many to clutter up the skills pile when there's so much other stuff that fits nicely on one line. Yeah, this is so basically for the stuff that we roll in World of Darkness, you grab whatever attribute that you're going to use, and you grab whatever ability that you're going to use, whichever fits best, and you grab a bunch of D10s, 10-sided dice, and you roll them all at once, and you're trying to hit a certain number or above. So, dice pool? No, so you have like let's say that I'm rolling to throw my axe, which is something that I've done several times. Or let's say that I'm throwing to roll my harpoon, because that's something I do more often. Camellia has been a wonderful weapon. She has a lot of special abilities, and she does strength +3, chimerical lethal. So it's lethal damage, it's chimerical damage. Those will make sense as descriptors after I talk about them a little bit. Yes, you count the successes. And one success is usually plenty. If you're uncontested. If you are contested, then more is better. Yeah, it is. Exalted is a very similar system. I'm not sure if it's the same people that made World of Darkness, White Wolf Games, but it might be. Actually, let's find that out. Exalted RPG, Onyx Path. Okay, I think it's different, but World of Darkness is its own thing. In World of Darkness, oh, okay. Everyone is a supernatural creature in modern day. So there's like vampire and werewolf, and there's mage somewhere in here. Hunter. Hunter's an interesting one. Hunter, you're basically a regular human that can see the monsters. You're not as powerful as the monsters, nowhere close. But you can see them, and you can't do nothing about them. So you're in a bit of a bind. It's a very dangerous game to play. High turnover rate for characters in Hunter. But yeah, let's say that I want to... yeah, it is. Let's say that I want to throw my harpoon at someone and blow them up like I did that one time. by throwing a harpoon at them. My character's that strong. He's great. I've never had a character this just blatantly strong. So we're going to have dexterity is your go-to for most attack rolls. So I'm going to have 4 dice for my dexterity and 5 dice for my athletics. I have a specialty in thrown weapons, so whenever I roll a 10 on this die roll, it'll count as 2 rather than 1 success. And anytime that I roll a 1, it'll subtract from successes. So I'm slinging 9 dice around to hit. So Sullivan rears back and just goes, "Rah!" And the harpoon goes shoo, and smacks someone, and they try to dodge. Let's say that Sullivan gets 6 successes to hit. That's not out of the question by any means. He has crack shot as well, which helps with the difficulty. So he aims for their eyeball, which does more damage, just right in their face. It goes shoo. 6 successes to hit him. And then they rolled a dodge. And they dodge pretty well. They dodge 4 successes. They get on 4 successes on their dexterity plus athletics roll to dodge. Athletics is used for a lot of things. Many physical things. It's kind of a physical catch-all, if it's not specified elsewhere. But I still have 2 successes left. So I get... Now that I have successfully hit this guy, I get to take my weapon damage, which is 3, plus 3, plus my strength, which is 5, plus an additional 1, so I only need 1 success to hit this guy, and any successes that I get past that 1 success add a die to the damage roll. So if you hit accurately, you can stack up very quickly. And that's how most people get their big damage dice in if they don't have high strength. They use a weapon with like consistent damage, like a firearm is like damage 7. And regardless of what your strength is, the damage will always be 7 plus your extra accuracy successes. So we'll say 5 dice plus 3 plus 1 because I had that extra success, plus another 3 because I aimed for a trick shot by going for his eye. And of course it just flees my mind immediately. 11 dice. And then I throw those 11 dice at difficulty 6 on damage rolls and on soak rolls. The ones don't subtract. So let's say I get 5. I get 5 damage. It's kind of a slightly disappointing damage roll, but I get 5 successes to damage. The damage type is part of the weapon. Gosh, now I just get to talk about Changeling all day. This is great. This is my favorite. So, and I have a cat in my lap. Things are really good right now. Okay, quick interruption. I hope things are as good for you guys as they are for me, because I am loving life right now. This is delightful. So I have a 5 dice to damage. I did 5 chimerical lethal. Changelings live in both the mundane world and the dream world, the chimerical world. And they can interact with both. At the same time, in a kind of a limited way. But here, since I'm throwing a chimerical weapon at ostensibly a chimerical target, then it's going to do chimerical damage. And your damage gets tracked separately. So you can have a bunch of mundane damage from someone stabbing you with a knife, and then a bunch of chimerical damage from someone hitting you with the battle axe. And it doesn't stack together. So you can take their different pools. They still hurt. It's not recommended to have that many people stabbing at you all at once. But, sometimes it happens. That's why we have armor. So, yeah. I did chimerical damage, and I did lethal damage. There are 3 types of damage in this game. There is bashing damage, hitting someone with your fist, hitting someone with a baseball bat. It'll hurt. It might hurt a lot. But that by itself is not going to kill them without a lot more work than, say, a knife or a sword or a gun. It takes a lot more work to beat someone to death. So you do bashing damage with bashing things. Lethal damage with stuff like your guns and your knives and your swords and stuff. And then you get aggravated damage from stuff like fire, chainsaws, stuff that doesn't heal easy at all. Aggravated damage will kill you just as dead as lethal damage, but it's a lot harder to heal, is the thing. So, and each venue, each type of creature has something different that will do that aggravated damage to it and not the other people. Like for vampires, if they get staked with a wooden stake, or if they see the sun, then aggravated damage. Those are sources of ag. For werewolves, if they get shivved with some silver, definitely. Hey, Shroom! Wonderful, you can hear. Yeah, if you stab a werewolf with silver, they'll take aggravated damage. If you stab a werewolf with silver, that means that you're within stabbing range of the werewolf too. Most things don't live very long after getting into stabbing range of a werewolf. Werewolves are terrifying. Anything that goes toe to toe with a werewolf is foolish. And also dead. It's very dead. It was dead yesterday, it just didn't realize. But, on the other hand, changelings, if you stab a changeling with cold iron, then they'll take aggravated damage. Cold iron does not make a very good weapon. It's too brittle. You're not able to make large weapons out of it, and they won't stay in shape for very long. So, but, making a shiv, that's easy enough. And the people that hate the changelings know about this generally. And if they hate the changelings enough to want to go after them, they'll figure it out pretty quick. So we got to be on the lookout for cold iron wherever we go around. But stuff like that, and fire, and just messy hurting, that does aggravated. But here we have Camellia, our good little harpoon. It does simple chimerical lethal damage. So I threw the harpoon, I did 5 damage. Now they have a soak roll, and that is going to be... Does it sound like a lot of rolling yet? It goes quicker when it's actually the combat, and you can stack these up as well. So there's multiple people rolling. So okay, my turn. You 5. Okay, 3. Okay, I have +2. And it's just back and forth dice rolling. But your soak roll is how much damage can you take without it actually hurting. You use your stamina for that, and also your armor if you have it. My character has made himself the only level 5 treasure in the game currently. In the future, other people will have treasure 5s as well. But since I am the crafter and I can make my own treasures, then I have, on this suit of armor 6. And whenever I'm wearing it, my dexterity goes down by 2. So it's not super great for throwing and hitting things, but I can take a punch like no one else. Well, I say that, but I'm lying. There is another character that can take a punch just as well as me without that dex penalty. He is a red cap. His skin is made of stone. It's really annoying because he soaks things better than Sullivan, and Sullivan can't abide by that. This guy and Sullivan and one of the trolls, we are kind of the 3 heavies of the chat. So if there's a fight, everyone knows, hide behind one of these 3 people if they are present. And if they're not, good luck, do your best. But we are the safe zones. Even more so because I made my treasure with a specific purpose in mind, which is to take magic spells that are whizzing toward us and suck them all up into my character. They're going to hit him before they hit anyone else. and it's also harder to hit him. So, in this way, Sullivan intends to become the wall that he was meant to be. So yeah, any questions? While you guys have questions, I'm going to catch up on the game that I'm playing in. Let's see. So here is the scene that we were playing today. Is we all gathered for court, we all had drinks. This story is set in New Orleans, so there's lots of rum going around, lots of spicy food, and we are in a freehold, which is where changelings gather, the safe spots for the changelings, where the imagination bleeds out into the world from the dreaming. Yes, guns are a thing. And loading a gun with silver to kill a werewolf is the recommended way to kill a werewolf. Lots of guns full of lots of silver from a safe distance where they can't put their claws into your face. If they find you, they will try to put their claws into your face, and they will probably succeed in a very messy fashion. Less messy for them once they have a shower or a hose off, but you will find the mess enormous, most likely. Now, there are ways to get around this. If you can implement them in time, bully for you, great job. You avoided death by werewolf. If. No, werewolves are reckless and brutal and recklessly brutal. Don't fight a werewolf if you can help it. If you're a werewolf, fight everything. Werewolves are meant to fight. It's like if diplomacy's going sour, you didn't need it. You're a werewolf. If you're a changeling, if diplomacy's going sour, you have options. Changelings are less powerful pound for pound, but they also have a lot of tricks that they can pull out of a hat, which makes sense for them. Like my character in particular, Knockers, there are 2 boons and 1 drawback for every kith, for every type of fairy in this game. And here, actually, I need to toast. The final toast of court. And my character promised to work on some drug-stained tea, trying to extract the drug and identify it. As the alchemist, he is depended on for such things. Oh boy. Completely lost my train of thought now. Something about werewolves. Bunch of tricks. Right. 2 steps forward, 1 step back kind of thing. Go to role-playing, Changeling book. This is the Changeling book for 20th anniversary edition. So let's go to the section about knockers. Where are you at? The courts, the dreaming, kith, creation. It's definitely in here. Wilder. Okay, arts and realms. Arts and realms are the magic spells. Creation, background. Gosh, where is this? It's gonna be page 87 or so. Scroll down to that. We'll let this catch up. Alright, so Boggins. Let's just scroll down like this. Boggins are the kind of the home and hearth fae. Their birthrights, the two bonuses, are crafty work. Boggins enjoy nothing more than a good, honest work. Their reputation for being consummate craftspeople is well earned. While unobserved, Boggins can accomplish any task involving physical labor or craftsmanship in 1/3 of the time. Other Boggins can be present, but they cannot be observed by anyone else. Also, Boggins can never botch a craft roll, which knockers are supremely envious of, I will inform you. That is completely unfair that they never have to worry about failing their craft or destroying it. It's not unfair. We're awesome. We get to do other things, though. And social dynamics. Boggins are keen observers of social interactions, and their inherently unobtrusive nature allows them to witness things that might otherwise remain hidden. The successful perception plus empathy, or subterfuge, roll allows a Boggin to puzzle out a group's social dynamics. The difficulty can range from 5 to 9. This might result in lower difficulties in the future social rolls, or additional pieces of information that the player would find useful. However, Boggins are inherently helpful and cannot resist offering aid when it is needed. When they encounter someone who is legitimately in need of help, the player must make a willpower roll diff 8 to resist helping them in some way. This does not apply to a sworn enemy. I'm going to turn this probably down. It's getting a little bit loud for me. But yeah, so that is the kind of setup for each one of these kits. They can do 2 things that's special to them, and then 1 thing that informs that's kind of one of their weaknesses, quote unquote. Great. So you can also see the stereotypes that Boggins have of the other kits. So there are Cluricon, which are kind of leprechauns. The Boggins are like the shoemaker and the elves kind of fairies. They'll make you shoes overnight faster than anything, as long as you're nice to them. Eshu. Cluricon are leprechaun-ish. They like collecting things. It's not necessarily gold or Lucky Charms or anything, but they like collecting things, and they can poof, just disappear from the corner of your eye if you take your attention off of them. Eshu are the Middle Eastern storyteller fae. They are commensurate wanderers, and they are always guaranteed to get to where they're going somehow. It might not be the quickest way, but it is always going to be interesting. Knockers. This is what I am. These are crafting fae. These are the inventors. Boggins are excellent workmen, but knockers are the mad scientist types. Rick in Rick and Morty. Probably, well, I don't know, he qualifies as a lot of things, but no, I would say that he's got some knocker tendencies in there too, if you need a pop culture comparison. Unfortunately, our stuff can break and will break rather spectacularly in many cases. Not many, only a few cases, but those cases tend to stick in people's minds. Piskies. They are kind of a sneaky type. They're not the sneaky type, but they're kind of sneaky, and they blend in really well. Like whenever they go somewhere new, their facial features and body structure sort of shifts a little bit to look like they're a native of that area. So they have a really easy time blending in. Puka are animal shape changers. They can shapeshift between their animal form and back to a human form with animal accents. This is the kith for all of the furries. And honestly, you can make a puka into basically anything you want. An elephant puka is going to be strength based, and he's going to be very big and powerful. Whereas a flamingo puka is going to be nice and ostentatious and might be a social character. And maybe an owl puka is going to be a very bookish character and hang around in the library all day. But the puka are unable to tell the full unvarnished truth. It always has to be a misdirection or a lie of some sort. They cannot tell the truth without trying very hard. Red caps. Red caps are the violent brutes. They are always hungry. They can eat anything that they want to. If it can fit into their mouths, they can eat it full stop. Anything. Whether that's worth it or not, different story. They are the ones with lots of teeth and scariness to them. But they are always hungry. They always have to deal with hunger. Their entire life. They will never be full. Satyrs. They're the party makers. They are often social characters. They get bonus stamina, which makes sense. They have goat legs and horns. And a penchant for wine, women, and song, or whatever floats your boat. What's the drawback of satyrs? I forget the drawback on satyrs. Selkies are they're kind of like sirens, but they're the nice type of siren that doesn't lead you to your doom. They just like to sing to you. Seal shape changers. They have a seal skin. They can turn into seals. But if they lose their seal skin, bad stuff happens. So don't lose it. The She. They are split into Arcadian She that came directly from Arcadia, which is kind of the fairy heaven land where all fairies came from. Everyone, all of the changelings got separated from Arcadia, and that's why they adopted the changeling way, which is to reintroduce their souls into mortal souls, into mortal bodies and souls, over and over and over. Arcadian She have never done this. They have come straight from Arcadia. They have not died yet, and they are very pretty. And they consider themselves the rulers. Most of us are fine with them as long as they're not being overly pompous. But they love their politics. Autumn She have died a couple of times and have stayed She, and they are less pompous. No less pretty. They've got their own thing going. Slua are the creepy monsters that hide in your closet under your bed, and the Sadako kind of... No, not necessarily. They can be... Let's see. Well, let's describe their traits. They have no teeth. They can never speak louder than a whisper. Even their screams aren't louder than a whisper. And generally they're pretty polite, I would say. Generally. We've had some weird Slua. But well, we'll scroll down to that. I'll give you a little rundown of their birthrights and frailties. And trolls, they're not the bridge type of trolls unless they want to be. They're large, they're blue, they're powerful, and they are determined to protect those smaller than them. They're very noble. The She like trolls quite a lot, and are more than happy to work with honorable folk like that, quote unquote. All right, and that's basically all of the playable characters that we have. Cluricon. Maybe this guy's just been in a fight. Let's see. Twinkling of an eye. Cluricon can disappear. Cluricon can get a sense of how to pick a fight without fail, which is fun. Their frailty is they collect stuff. They can't not collect stuff. Every Cluricon. Hey, Vizzy, how's it going? I'm in a big old rundown of World of Darkness Changeling kits. Oh, you did, yeah. Well, hopefully, well, you only missed like one. I had 2 streams, but the other one doesn't count. I was trying to figure out my my sound thing, and it worked. I did. It was. If the lo-fi is a little bit quieter now. Hey, it is great. I'm glad to see you here, Viz. All right, we'll keep on going. So we did Boggins. We just got done with Cluricon. I'm gonna check the chat to see if anyone needs me. Yes, someone does. Reply. Sorry. The reason that I brought this up is because I'm currently playing in a scene where I am one of these characters. His name is Sullivan, and he is one of the older folks, one of the most powerful changelings on this particular chat. So I have to be available a little bit. Get some rest for tonight. Don't worry about a thing. Okay, right back. All right, get some rest for tonight. Don't worry about a thing. I'll meet up with you tomorrow after work hours and we'll sort the shite out from there. Did he catch that? He turned to Blanche. So I had the most fun experience developing Sullivan's accent in type. It was horrendous before. I had so much fun just trying to mystify people with having to double check and read what Sullivan was saying. I was like, can I understand him? I don't. What does he? He probably said that. I'm gonna act like he said that. And it went from there. I had a great time. Wasn't great for being understood, but once you got to know Sullivan for a while, you kind of caught on to how he talked. Although recently he has put some work into being more understandable, so that's been helping out, helping to connect with the other players as well, which is good. It's good to be able to connect. So yeah, the Cluricon, they collect things. The Eshu, these are the Middle Eastern wanderer types. They're oh well, Radio. It has been it's great that you dropped by. I'm very happy. If you want to talk about this some more, or if you want to listen about this some more, or we'll chit chat. Honestly, if any of you guys want to join in this this Changeling game, then there's plenty of space for everyone. Just ask, and I will hit you up with a Discord link, or I can be proactive and say this is the link to Now, should you be curious about it, you are absolutely free to join. Yeah, I am looking forward to seeing you later, Radio. I'm glad you dropped by. Should this coax your interest, then feel free. And if it doesn't, but it might later, then the server isn't going anywhere. So. Of course, tomorrow we're going to chat about it. See you tomorrow. Great. Perfect. Wonderful. Don't worry about a thing. Great. Looking forward to it. Yep. Have a good one, Radio. I shall drink some water. Out of a jar. The best way to drink water. Second only to whatever you happen to have available. All right, we'll go through these quickly because there's a lot that I could talk about, but I choose not to because it's a lot. Serendipity. Eshu, they get to the right place at the right time. It's going to be a weird road to get there, but they will get there. Tailcraft, they get extra experience, and they never botch empathy or performance rolls. Yeah, they just get extra experience. I'm not sure how that translates into a game that is played over the course of, well, day by day. But I do know that they get a little bit extra experience. I also know that we don't have very many issue at the moment. But recklessness. I didn't know that. They can't turn down a bet, dare, or a call to adventure. That's interesting. Okay, now I know. Knockers. Yeah, this is Knocker. They look weird. They do look weird. They're the tinkerers, but they're birthrights. Make it work. We can take a bunch of ingredients and MacGyver them together and make something super useful with it, with just a little bit of magic. As long as no one's inspecting us real close. Yeah, we can just kind of shuffle things together. You know how in cartoons that they have that whole... Okay, I have all of my supplies out arrayed in front of me, and now my hands are going to work, and it's all... And there's a cloud of smoke and lots of whizzing things and bolts and nuts flying off everywhere. That's kind of what we do as knockers. And then suddenly, haha! And we have a ghost repellent. He spritz it in the ghost's face and he goes, ah! And runs away. And we just whip that out of 3 walnuts and a lump of spit that might have been the spit of Jesus Christ. I don't know. Fix it. We can... This is the field repairs. We can kick it and make it better. Frailty. Perfect is the enemy of done. This is most exasperating thing for knockers. Everything that a knocker builds will have a flaw in it somewhere. No matter what. Everything that they build. Nothing will ever be perfect. There's always going to be something, and we're going to know it's there. We can't... We'll never be disillusioned about the fact that we can't make something perfect. It's just part of who we are. That's why we will keep on working, keep on trying to make something perfect. It'll never be perfect, but we're trying. We're not done until it's done. And since it's never going to be done, neither will we. But also, if it gets used in a stressful situation, and whoever's using it might roll a die. If it comes up as a 1, then it goes... which, for narrative purposes, is amazing. Usually, that will solve the problem for you in a highly destructive and sort of I'm glad that we got it done, but also that's horrible that my thing had to break in order to get it done kind of way. Piskies are next. They're wanderers. They are okay. Oh, Piskies get extra dexterity. That's interesting. I don't know a bunch about these. I know what I know, and it's some, but it's not all. So they add 1 dot to dexterity, even if it brings the trait above 5. So that's cool. No matter where they go, Piskies always look like they belong. Yeah, they kind of subtly shift in order to kind of fit in with the locals. But they're kind of kleptos, apparently. Now, the Piskies in our game know better than to take anything from the forge, because Sullivan will have their fingers if they do. And they know it. He is very clear about this. Alright, the Puka. They can they have an affinity with a particular animal. It's always a natural animal, never a mythological one. They can shape change into that animal and back. As long as no one's looking at them. And they have the ability to get people to open up. And just... I mean, it's called Confidant. That tells you many things about it. But they can... they're good to talk to. Well, they're easy to talk to. But they have to lie. Mostly. They can't... A Puka who is asked a direct question must answer with the falsehood. And if he answers the truth, if they want to answer truthfully, they have to make a willpower roll and spend a point of willpower. That's a lot. You only have so much willpower. Just but dude, right. Oh, delightful. Red caps. Apparently this one got tired of drinking the beverage and started eating the beverage holder. I guess she was just that hungry. Red caps can eat anything. Full stop. Yeah, that is very memorable. Thank you, Shroom. Thanks for dropping by. Yeah, this was just kind of a hangout day, and I'm glad that I got to hang out with you guys. And good luck in classes. Yeah, you and radio both. Next time, I'm going to ask what kind of classes you're taking, so be ready with that answer. Because I'm curious. And I want to hear all about it. Well, hear being a relative term. I want to know all about it. Tell me all the things. Tell me the coolest thing, too. That's what you should be thinking about. What's cool about this? What can I brag about? I want to hear you. I want you to have your bragging rights, and I want you to know about your bragging rights so you can tell me about them. All right. That's my challenge for you. All right. You have a good night, Shroom. And I think it's getting close. I want to see if Vizzy comes back. So I'll stick around for a little while. I still have one more viewer, in theory. But I also don't want, if Coffee's gonna show up, I wonder if Coffee is there. Actually, let's find out. Of course, if I actually let's do this. Let's stop with the let's pause it at red caps for now. And I will, yeah, we'll get around to it. There's no hurry. The book isn't going anywhere. And neither is my cat. You pretty cat. So I think I'm gonna end the stream a little bit early, 10 minutes early-ish. But I'm going to end it with a goodbye from the kitty. Hey you. Pretty kitty. Yeah. Yeah. Anze does not care for the stream in the slightest. Which is fine. Yeah, more scritches for you. So, for those who remain, I salute you. And I wish you the best. And I hope that you are well in this coming new year. For the whole year. Not just part of it, the whole year. I wish you the best and I hope you're well. All right. Y'all have a good one.